Hello, my name is Sophie Walker and this is the How Did I Do Golf Academy. Today we're going to talk about sloping lies and how to hit from them. Now when we practice at the driving range or take golf lessons, the chances are the lie is great. It's not in the rough and it is flat, but when we come out on the golf course, everything changes. So you need to be able to adapt your golf and your golf swing to these type of lies. Let's talk about downslopes. I'm stood here on a downslope. So as I address the golf ball, I can feel that I want to put my weight more onto my front foot. Now, how do you play off downslopes? What's the key things to think about? Well, first of all, the ball will come out lower. The loft will be lowered on your golf club. So the ball will release more and it seems to squirt out a little bit to the right if you're right-handed and a little bit to the left if you're left-handed. That's because it's slightly harder to square the club face. In terms of setup and swing feels, it's about swinging with the slope. Now, if you're a skier, you ski into the slope. If you're a golfer, you swing with the slope. So at address, I am going to put my weight onto my front foot and feel a slight lean in my shoulders with this downslope. But the important thing to think of is even in the swing and the downswing, we still feel those angles. It's okay to feel like you are stacked on top of it rather than falling back. If you fall back, you're going to hit quite a long way behind the ball. And remember, there is a slope like this, so it's going to be even harder to catch it properly with falling back. What I tend to do also is look at the front of the golf ball, feel myself there. And in the downswing, really trying to exaggerate pulling the club through on the angle of the slope. I really don't want to feel like this club is getting shallow or bottoming out because you are going to catch it fat. The key to playing off a downslope is, if anything, catch it a little bit thin, but don't catch it fat, else you will take a lot of turf and the ball won't go anywhere. I have 137 yards into this green. Now normally I'd be thinking I'll just hit a 7-iron. But with the de-lofting of the club and the release, because the ball comes out lower, I'm going to change to an 8-iron. This lie is going to change my 8-iron into a 7-iron. So swing thoughts is aim slightly left, swing with the slope, and really try and create this down and through angle with the way the club travels into the ball. That down and through angle. Here we go. Looking at the front of the golf ball and lean and strike down and through. So it's come out lower, it's released, but because I changed clubs, it's managed to find the pin high position. Now we're going to talk about upslopes, hitting from the upslope. Key thing to think about here is the ball is going to be going higher. So from this yardage, I would normally use a gap wedge, but I'm going to change to a pitching wedge because the slope is going to add loft to this club. So I've selected my club because it's going to go higher. Then I'm going to swing once again with the slope. So as I set up to the golf ball, my back shoulder will be slightly lower and my right foot, I'll have a slightly more pressure on my right foot. So then I'm creating an angle which matches the slope. The steeper the slope, the more we need to lean. Also, you're going to take a divot. If I look around me here in this upslope, there's loads of divots. From the downslope, I struggle to take a divot, but from the upslope, you will be taking some turf with you. So bear that in mind. So I take more club, swing with the slope, and just don't overdo it this way, because then you're going to take too much of a divot. It'd be okay to feel like you are slightly more on your back foot through strike, to the point of when you've hit it, you might even feel yourself move backwards, because that slope, the gravity, is going to take you back down the slope. A key thing to think about in terms of ball flight, as we've spoken about, is going to go higher, but as a right-hander, it also might go slightly left, because as you're coming down to the bottom of your swing arc and with this slope, the club face can just turn in that turf while taking the divot, and as you're falling back, your non-glove hand can wrap over the club face and it can make that ball go a little bit left. So you want to aim slightly right of a flag and play for that movement in the air. So I'm clubbing up, I'm aiming slightly right, I'm going to swing with the slope, which will mean that my weight's slightly more on the back foot. I'm going to try and stay as balanced as possible. Something like that. And you can see from my body movement here, slightly back, where my normal position would be finishing here. And that's to do with the slope. So the key is to work with the slope, not against it. I hope those tips have helped when playing off slopey lies. Get out on the golf course, practice, try and make yourself feel as comfortable as possible. This has been the How Did I Do Golf Academy. I'm Sophie Walker. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you comment below how you're getting on with these tips.